Module 2, Atmospheric Pressure and Winds. The pressure exerted on the Earth's surface by the weight of the column of air surrounding us is known as atmospheric pressure. There are four factors affecting atmospheric pressure. First is altitude. Air pressure decreases with an increase in altitude. As we go higher up into the atmosphere, there is increase in the density of air, so air pressure decreases. Second factors affects the atmospheric pressure is temperature. With the increase in temperature, air expands, becomes lighter and rises upwards, producing low pressure and thus exerts less pressure on the surface of the earth and vice versa. Third factors which affects the atmospheric pressure is moisture. Air containing water vapors is lighter than the dry air. Hence, increase in the moisture content in the atmosphere leads to the decrease in the pressure. Last factors which affects the atmospheric pressure is rotation of the earth. The rotation of the earth at times displaces the mass of air, causing a change in the pressure conditions in the area. Distribution of pressure. It is influenced by the variation in temperature and rotation of the earth. The permanent pressure belts are not stable and shift slightly northward in the summer and southward in winters. When the rising current of air moves up, cools and descends on adjoining cooler areas, it causes high pressure. So there are two belts of high air pressure called the subtropical high pressure belts or the horse latitudes. In the same way, extremely low temperature causes cooling and contraction of dense air at the poles, which sinks to form the polar high pressure belts. Winds, the horizontal movement of air on the Earth's surface from an area of high pressure to an area to low pressure is called a wind. It is measured by an instrument named anemometer, which records the wind speed, while the wind vane measures the direction of the wind. Types of wind. Winds can be broadly classified into four types: planetary, periodic, local, and variable winds. Planetary winds are those winds which blow from high pressure belts to low pressure belts throughout the year. They are of three types: trade winds, polar winds, and westerlies. Trade winds are those winds that blow from the subtropical high pressure belt to the equatorial low pressure belt, whereas polar winds are cold and dry winds which blow from the polar high pressure to subpolar low pressure belts. Westerlies blows from the subtropical high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belts. In the northern hemisphere, they are known as southwesterly, and in the southern hemisphere, they are known as northwesterly. Periodic winds are also known as seasonal winds, and these are those winds that blow in a particular direction during a particular period of time. They are of two types: land breeze and sea breeze. Third is local winds. Almost everywhere in the world, certain winds with a special characteristics blow over small areas for a short duration of time. They are caused by local variations in temperature and seasonal in nature. Therefore, they are often known as local names. In India, it is called as Loo. In North America, it is called as Chinook. Third, last one is variable winds. Some winds are not regular. They keep changing their direction and may be of short duration. Whirling masses and air often develops into storms around low pressure systems. These are strong winds that revolve around the center of the low pressure area and are accompanied by torrential rain and thunderstorms. So to conclude this, atmospheric pressure and winds are the two factors which affects the weather of a particular place. The horizontal movement of the air on the Earth's surface from an area of high pressure to an area of low pressure is called a wind. There are three types of wind which affects the weather condition of a particular place, that is permanent winds, periodic winds and local winds. This is all about the topic. Thank you and have a nice day.